This is the Nokhud Offensive Mythic Dungeon Guide. I highly suggest you guys look at this video throughout the entirety because there is a very important trash skip right before the final boss that not everybody necessarily knows. It will save a lot of time, especially on Mythic Plus. And if you guys want more original Dragonflight content, do me a favor, hit like, hit subscribe, and let me know in the comment section down below what you guys want me to cover next in terms of tutorials. As always, happy gaslighting. Make sure you clear all of the trash surrounding the very first boss. That includes the mobs roaming around and the ones guarding the 3 Dragon Killer Lances around this open field. We will need these for the big mechanic of this boss fight. Granyth, the first boss in this Nokhud offensive, has Tectonic Stomp and should be avoided at all times, and Shards of Stone is unavoidable damage, so healers, be ready to top people off. A Nokhud Saboteur will run across the arena and will attempt to cast Dismantle on a Dragon Killer Lance. It is extremely important that you either CC or stun them and kill them ASAP next to the boss for some cleave damage. Meanwhile, the boss will attempt to cast Eruption. The only way to cancel this party wiping ability is to use an activated Dragon Killer Lance on the boss. You can tell which Dragon Killer Lance is activated because it will be highlighted and glowing slightly. If the Nokhud Saboteur's Dismantle is fully cast on the Dragon Killer Lance, the party will most likely wipe. Saboteur. Fire it, fire it. Save Bloodlust for next boss. Burn him, burn him, burn him. Oh.
My UI must be bugged because I'm getting all the crossbows are highlighted every single time.
Destroy all 4 of the Storm Surge totems and clear the trash surrounding the boss. Raging Tempest. Keep in mind, this boss does not move. Tanks and melee should not stand right beneath the boss due to a Raging Tempest ability. Keep in mind that the boss does have a huge hitbox. Also, there should be at least 1 person in melee range of the boss due to the ability called Windburst. Everybody needs to use some sort of self-heal or mitigation when the boss casts Electrical Storm. Healers, beware. Tanks and healers should communicate on how to handle Energy Surge, and this ability can be dispelled and should be dispelled. Party members need to spread during lightning strikes so they do not overlap each other for unnecessary damage. And the boss will cast Uncontrollable Energy, which will spawn orbs around the arena. Consuming an orb inflicts nature damage, but does grant you an increase in healing and damage output for 15 seconds. And yes, this does stack. I suggest DPS pop immunities or mitigation, and catch these to speed up the fight for the debuff. Also, keep in mind that on Mythic, the lightning strike radius will destroy these orbs, so collect them ASAP or dance out of the orb's range so they're not destroyed.
Do you like my zoomies?
All things considered, that was pretty fucking good dancing by everybody.
It worked out.
Terra and Maruuk share the same health pool, so the tank should do his or her best to keep them together for cleave opportunities. If these two are not within 20 yards of each other, they will get a buff called Ancestral Bond. Terra, the range boss, will cast Quick Shot to random party members, so healers, be wary. Maruuk, the melee, will be using an ability called Brutalize, so tanks should be using active mitigation for this. Run away from Maruuk's Frightful Roar, and at 100 energy, Maruuk will cast a one-shot ability called Earth Splitter that everybody needs to avoid. And at 100 energy, Terra will use Gale Arrow, which will reveal an arrow on party members targeted. These targeted party members will need to move away from the boss because tornadoes will spawn outward. Terra will also cast a pushback called Guardian Wind that needs to be interrupted, and she will also cast Spirit Leap, so tanks need to drag Maruuk to Terra's destination. Remember Brian and I and Chris are doing this? And the thing that made the earth like turn brown? So I think it was a DA just got fucking murdered. Like instantly fucking deleted. Remember that, Brian?
Yep.
Like you couldn't heal through it.
He just stood there.
2 more. 1 more. Yeah, there we go. Alright, come here. This is such a cheat. I love it. All right, get on your fucking Wind Rider mount and just double jump. Literally.
Balanced.
So balanced. Oh, that's another way. All right, Pawsy. I see you.
Learning.
Get back on the drag. Oh, this is so easy.
I'm so glad I googled this.
It doesn't like my glider either. It struck me down.
Hi, Lacey.
Balakar Khan, the final boss in the Nokhud offensive, is a two-phase fight. In the first phase, he will cast Iron Spear on a party member. Shortly after, he will charge towards the spear with Iron Stampede. So DPS, watch out and sidestep. Tanks will also need to watch for Rendering and Savage Strike combos that leave a nasty bleed effect behind. Healers need to dispel Conductive Strike as well. Upheaval and Crackling Upheaval is a line AoE that needs to be avoided. These two abilities will be followed up by Quake, so watch out for Bat on the ground. During the intermission phase, the tanks need to gather up the adds and everybody needs to dodge lightning. Kill these adds ASAP because of an ability called Stormwinds. After all the adds are gone, the boss will gain the ability to cast Static Spear. After this strikes the party member, it will pull all the other party members towards the spear. All players, and I mean all players, need to sidestep the boss immediately because he will cast Iron Stampede towards the spear. What'd you guys get? Let me see it.
Oh yeah, new weapon.
Wow, Chody Brody.